This is a First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Alert. Here is Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle.
This is a First Warn Tri-Cities Severe Weather Alert. Thanks for joining us. I'm First Warn Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of eastern Hancock County, a good part of Hawkins County, and also far western Greene County and far western parts of southwest Sullivan County. This does also extend down into Cock, Granger, and Hamlin counties. Excuse me. Hang on one second. Looks like they have issued this twice, so your weather radios are going to go off again along with your phone apps because they've issued this warning twice. It does go until 10:30 for the potential of strong to damaging wind gusts moving across the area. And excuse my voice, it just got hoarse. But again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for most of Hawkins County, western Greene County, southwest Sullivan County, and eastern Hancock County. This warning does go until 10:30 for the potential of damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour within this storm now. Let's take you to a live look from Buffalo Mountain in Johnson City, where we will be able to see lightning off in the distance. Here and there, you will see lightning off in the distance. These storms are moving toward the Johnson City area within about an hour. These storms only moving, I do believe, the Weather Service has them moving at, actually have it sped this up to 40 miles an hour. So let's track these storms here off to the east at 40. Let me get this switched back over to the radar and put a storm track on these. I'm going to track this part in southwest Virginia that is currently not severe. If I track this to the east and east-southeast at 40 miles an hour, this is going to be in the Burgensville area at 10:03, Morrisburg at 10:09, Churchill at 10:14, Mount Carmel 10:18, Mosheim 10:21, Morristown 10:25, Gate City 10:26, Kingsport around 10:30. For the Kingsport area there, Jonesboro at 10:39, Lumpville at 10:45, Bluff City 10:51, Unicoi 10:54. Didn't say Bristol in there, but I would go with Bristol sometime between 10:30 and 11 o'clock for the Bristol area to be included in that severe thunderstorm here warning, and to potentially be impacted by these winds. Even here in southwest Virginia, these storms technically are not severe. They do have some gusty winds with them. Those storms having winds up to 50 miles an hour. That does include parts of eastern Lee County, a good part of southern Wise County, including the city of Norton, western Scott County. It does include far northwest Hawkins and northeast Hancock County as well. Then that special weather statement, that's just saying storms technically not to the severe criteria, but could produce wind gusts of 50 miles an hour. Again, we're going to take you to this live look from Buffalo Mountain and Johnson City. These storms have a lot of lightning with them, so not being outside is not advised right now because the dangerous lightning with these storms. You can see them. A lot of our viewers reporting you can see them from miles away. These lightning strikes here, and you can see them here popping up on our radar imagery. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to come up onto the chroma key wall to show you these severe thunderstorms here. Again, a lot of lightning, especially pushing into Bean Station. The parts with the more lightning will be the strongest part of the storms as these push east through the area, extending all the way here from the strong storms in Norton to Big Stone Gap, just east of Pennington Gap, pushing toward the Duffield area, pushing through the Sneedville area right now, and just to the west of Bean Station. These are pushing east and pushing into the Tri-Cities. Will affect the southern part of the Kingsport Metro. The most severe part of these will, along with the Ball Branch area, as well as Sullivan Gardens and Colonial Heights. And then here, western Greene County along I-81 needs to be prepared. Now, for Sullivan County, it will not be until closer to 10:30 before we have storms in your area, including the Greenville area, not until about 10:30 will we have storms in your area, probably between 10 and 10:30. But again, that western part of Greene County within this severe thunderstorm warning, that does go until 10:30. Johnson City probably going to be closer to 11 o'clock or just a little later before we get storms to you. But again, it's for this line of thunderstorms here that are producing the gusty winds with them that could be up to 60 miles an hour. And even here in Southwest Virginia, up to 50 miles an hour. So these are moving about due east here. So we'll continue to track these east through the Tri-Cities. So Kingsport, you're going to get some storms with some gusty winds. Bristol, you're going to get some storms with some gusty winds. Might be a little bit on the lower side in Bristol, maybe 50 mile an hour wind gust instead of the 60 mile an hour wind gust. Johnson City, you're going to get those gusty winds. And then also we have a new warning here to the south for this complex near Knoxville, and that does include far southern Greene County. So again, far southern Greene County now in a severe thunderstorm warning. That does go, let's see, how long does that warning go until? That goes until 10:45 for far southern Greene for 60 mile an hour wind gust. And then let's go off to the north. We have some strong thunderstorms here in Pike County, Kentucky. That is severe, and this will push into Buchanan County and Dickinson County. Right now, though, that storm appears to be weakening just a little bit, but still some gusty winds going to push into Buchanan County and possibly parts of Dickinson County there, Southwest Virginia. We'll let you know if that storm goes to the severe limits. But again, these storms are moving to the east, and there is right now, if I look back into Kentucky, nothing behind this line besides some activity near Nashville. But that's going to stay to the south of our viewing area most likely. So I think we'll be mostly, I've not had a chance to look at models for this evening, which models didn't even show this lasting into our viewing area. Now it's here. But again, we'll continue to watch it. But I think after this, the severe threat will be over at least for the time being for the night. And then we're under a level 1 out of 5 risk of severe storms for tomorrow. But now let's focus on what is going on in the region as of right now. So again, the strong storms from Wise all the way down to far northeast Hancock County. That's the special weather statement. Wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour down here. Now these storms are about to cross over the radar sight beam. So this picture might get a little messy here, and we might not be able to see as much as these storms get closer to Morristown. But again, these storms are severe. The storms that are here in this yellow polygon and pushing through the yellow polygon are severe and are going to push through Hawkins County, western Greene County, eventually southern Sullivan County over the next little bit, and eventually into Washington County, Tennessee, as long as these storms hold together. These storms in the Knoxville area, in case you're vacationing maybe in the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area, will move that way. That severe thunderstorm warning, which does include southern Greene County, does go until 10:45, but it's again, these storms also having 60 mile an hour winds with them, pushing to the east here across the Knoxville metro, and then we'll push into Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg. So it is the summertime, so in case you're vacationing down there, heads up for you. But again, these severe storms stretching from Norton, Virginia, all the way down through the Knoxville area. This is what we call an MCS, a mesoscale convective system, pushing through the area that started up in southern Illinois, pushed through southern Indiana, and pushed through most of Kentucky. Looked like it was weakening a little bit in eastern Kentucky. We have a little bit more wind energy here than what they did in central Kentucky. So that has flared these storms back up again. So that Storm Prediction Center does have us in that level 2 out of 5 risk for these scattered instances of some damaging winds and the low-end risk of a brief tornado. Right now, not seeing anything concerning on radar rotation-wise that could be indicative of a tornado. Right now, we are not seeing that, and the threat of that is low for this evening. Storm Prediction Center, though, does have us in that 2% zone for the evening, so we'll watch it closely. Not saying it's totally impossible that we get something to spin up here along the leading edge of this line. So we'll watch it here. Let's popping up something here on a different screen. That's a rotation tracker. not really much popping up on that. So again, that is some good news. No rotation in these right now. Just a linear storm system that is producing straight line damaging wind gusts up to about, let's say, these storms are producing wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour in spots. The whole line does not have winds of 60 miles an hour blowing through, most likely. But again, in spots along this line, you have wind gusts of up to 60 miles an hour. We also have an outflow boundary forming here, where that has formed along and just ahead of the leading edge. That outflow boundary by itself will have wind gusts of 30 to 40 miles an hour. So that is just the outflow boundary that's ahead of these storms, and that might weaken the line just a little bit. So that would be some good news, but again, that could also spark some development here ahead of this current line. So we're going to watch that closely for development ahead of the current line from the outflow boundary. Not saying that's going to happen, but it is a possibility that we do see that development ahead of this. So we'll watch it though. But again, if not, this outflow boundary will be ahead of the storms, produce 30 to 40 mile an hour winds, and then you'll get the storms here that are again pushing into Hamilton County, the Morristown area, pushing into western Hawkins County. They All right, we should be back sound-wise now. Sorry, our microphone ran out of battery, but we should be back sound-wise now. So again, if you are just joining us, we do have severe thunderstorms moving through the Firstborn Tri-Cities viewing area. These storms currently severe here, so and especially in northeast Tennessee, southwest Virginia, the storm's a little bit weaker. But again, we are back. Severe thunderstorm warning. Just going to do a quick recap since we did get cut off there for a second. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for parts of Hancock County, parts of Hawkins County, far western Sullivan County, and western Greene County. That severe thunderstorm warning goes until 10:30. Severe thunderstorm warning far southern Greene County down to the south toward Knoxville until 10:45. And a special weather statement in southwest Virginia. That goes until 10:15 for the threat of strong damaging winds, about 50 miles an hour. But those storms here are kind of going over the mountain, so the radar is not getting the best beam on it. But those storms look like maybe they might be strengthening back up here just a little bit. So again, though, we do have the audio back, so that is good. Just verifying with y'all in the comments that you all can hear me. So again, we're watching this very closely as this line of severe thunderstorms will move through the area. especially northeast Tennessee. Probably going to see the strongest of winds south of the Tennessee-Virginia border. Cannot rule out a severe wind gust up in southwest Virginia as well. And again, these storms, as they push through northeast Tennessee, will push through the Greenville area, the Rogersville area, Churchill, Kingsport, Johnson City, Limestone. Eventually, as long as they hold their strength, they will go through the Irwin area, as well as the Elizabethton area. They do have to hold their strength all the way to the mountains to get to that area. But right now, they're not showing signs of weakening. So that is something we are watching closely. So again, the high-res velocity imagery showing those strong gusty winds. Again, the storms in Tennessee we're pretty close to the radar site on those, so it's kind of hard to see those storms because the radar beam shoots up, and when we're so close to the radar site, it's harder to see the storms. Just like if they're far away from the radar site, we can't see them well. Well, if they're too close to the radar site, we can't see them well either. So again, tracking these severe thunderstorms in northeast Tennessee and strong thunderstorms in southwest Virginia move through the area. And if you're in Gate City, I'd prepare for some gusty winds. These winds could gust up to 50 miles an hour. I'd see another alert's coming soon toward the Gate City area. So if you are in that area, I would be on guard. The potential is there that we end up seeing a warning or another alert issued for the Gate City area. So again, just want to keep you on guard that these storms, while they are not severe in southwest Virginia, could have winds up to 50 miles an hour. So that is something that we are here watching very closely. And yeah, it does look like those storms might be strengthening a little bit, at least on reflectivity. Let's go to the velocity imagery on these. Yeah, they are definitely strengthening here in southwest Virginia. So I would not be shocked if they end up actually warning this here. These brighter colors here indicating those stronger winds. So again, and so these storms, as they push off to the east, are gonna, and I'll put this on tilt too, they are gonna impact Gate City, maybe the northern part of Kingsport there. They're gonna head toward the Bristol area. So again, watching these storms closely here in southwest Virginia for that potential of strong to maybe damaging wind gusts there. Those storms strengthening just a bit in southwest Virginia. We mentioned when they weaken that they would probably only weaken briefly because of that outflow boundary. And again, that's exactly what it's done because these storms are strengthening back up. Make sure we're not seeing anything in the way of rotation within the viewing area by going to a source on another screen. I am going to point this out just because our rotation detector is picking up on maybe a little bit of rotation in northern Scott County, Virginia. This is pretty weak here, but the rotation detector here picking up on the rotation right here to the west of Fort Blackmore here, and there is some weak rotation within that. So again, that's just something we're going to watch closely right now. No imminent threat of a tornado, but that's something I'm going to watch closely here for you folks there in that part of the region there in Scott County near the Fort Blackmore area. We're going to watch it. Not saying that is imminent danger right now, but again, we'll watch it very closely. I'm interested to see here as these storms are about to exit this special weather statement. Will the Weather Service in Morristown issue a severe thunderstorm warning or just extend the special weather statement on off to the east? That will be interesting to see. Not exactly sure what they do plan on doing there, but again, it's a waiting game to see what they do with those storms. The Weather Service in Morristown has jurisdiction over that area. And yeah, I want to point out that broad rotation that we are seeing. So let me just circle that really quick. That's very weak though. I'm probably not going to develop anything into anything but strong winds here from Stanleytown to Rye Cove. And again, if I just circle those brighter colors, I'm going to push that on off to the kind of east-southeast. That will end up into western Russell County and western Washington County and southwest Virginia. Probably would take it a little bit to get there. These storms are not moving fastest tonight, but just a heads up to folks that that is possible for that storm to continue strengthening with those strong, gusty to damaging winds. And again, the lightning right now is a big thing as well. Um, so we will have some frequent lightning with these storms. Let me see if I can pull up a camera, the Buffalo Mountain camera, to show you maybe some of the lightning in the distance. Yeah, so here we go. This is from Buffalo Mountain in Johnson City, showing you some of the lightning in the distance here. Again, a lot of people seeing lightning well ahead of these storms. These are very electric storms, so we don't advise you to be outside there for if any parts of the area, even that part in Southwest Virginia, producing some lightning. So again, not wanting to be outside with these storms as they push off to the east due to that lightning in them. They also have, like I said, those gusty winds and those torrential downpours as well. Some flash flood warnings back to our west in Kentucky from these. Do want to check real quick on the storm pushing into Buchanan County. Not looking as strong as what it was. Weather Service in Charleston has opted for a special weather statement, strong thunderstorm alert for those. But just want to keep our friends up in Southwest Virginia, Buchanan and Dickinson County in the loop. And yeah, we have got a dominant outflow boundary. I'm wondering if this will weaken the line any, but even if it does, this outflow boundary right here is going to produce 30 to 40 mile an hour winds gusts by itself, most likely. So again, we're watching that closely. Again, you might be seeing on radar, it looks like the storms are weakening. They're kind of going right over where that radar beam shoots out. So that the storms are still strong. They're just, their location is not the best to view radar-wise. So that is what we are watching very closely. So again, this is this Thursday evening. I'm First Warn Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle. Just want to give you a quick recap. Severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect in northeast Tennessee for far eastern Hancock County, good part of Hawkins County, western Greene County, as well as far southwest Sullivan County. That warning goes until 10:30. A severe thunderstorm warning for far southern Greene County, Cott County, Sevier County, Blount County, Knox County, Jefferson County. That warning goes until 10:45 tonight. And then a special weather statement for southwestern Virginia does go until the 10:15 time frame, so in about 10 minutes. But those storms about to move out of that special weather statement, and the Weather Service will most likely at least have to extend a special weather statement to the east. The good news is no more severe thunderstorm warning in Pike County, Kentucky. That is some good news. I'm going to try to give you some different views from around the region right now. We are going to take a line to downtown Bristol. Don't know if we're going to see any lightning in the distance from there, but we will look into Bristol. Not seeing much in the distance there in Bristol, but again, some heavier rain showers, thunderstorms with some stronger winds could push into the Bristol area. See what other cams we can take you to. We'll take you to the Greenville camera, where the severe thunderstorm warning, they're just off to the west there in Greenville and Tusculum. So actually, there's the Greenville camera. I had not switched it back on yet. So there's the Greenville camera, courtesy of resortcams.com. Let's take you now. Let's see. Let's try Mountain City. I'm not sure if we're going to see much, but we can try. I think with how this camera is angled, we're not going to really see much in the way that you can tell it's lightning in the distance, though, there in Mountain City. So again, just watching these strong to severe storms move through the viewing area. Again, some of these could produce damaging winds and some heavy rainfall, and we are under that flood watch for the viewing area until 5 p.m. tomorrow, I do believe is when that now expires. They keep extending it. I believe it is now 5 p.m. tomorrow for a flood watch for parts of, for all of northeast Tennessee, most of southwest Virginia, and southeast Kentucky. So again, we're watching these storms closely. They are right now strong to severe with some damaging wind gusts now pushing through. So again, we're going to watch this very closely. And again, just watching this little area here in southwest Virginia of some weak rotation. Just to the west of Fort Blackmore, and it just went away, so that's good. But again, we could definitely be seeing some gusty winds around the Duffield area there. And more likely here, though, to the east, Clinchport, pushing into the Gate City area. So again, but we are seeing these severe thunderstorm warnings here, pushing in here, and the stronger the winds, the brighter the colors. We're not seeing very bright colors, which is good news for right now. So again, we do have the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Hawkins County, Greene County, and far southwest Sullivan County. Eastern Hancock County, I would say, is in the clear now. What I'm watching, though, is this outflow boundary that is ahead of this line of storms. You're not really going to, see the brunt of the heavy rain and stuff with this. This is going to be an outflow boundary, and this is basically a front moving in with some very gusty winds. This will produce winds of 30 to 40 miles an hour on its own, and then we'll see what the storms behind it produce. The storms are capable of producing winds up to 50 to 60 miles an hour. Again, this outflow boundary could very well weaken this line of storms, but if as this outflow boundary pushes east, storms could develop in this area here, and those would have the possibility to pulse up and go severe. So again, though, while this line might actually be weakening some because of that outflow boundary, watch out to the east because the outflow boundary will produce 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gust on its own. So these storms still producing some lightning, which tells me they are at least holding their strength to a point. So that with the amount of lightning that's being produced, especially in the Morristown area, they're holding their strength. And then if we have any development ahead of this line, we'll have to watch that as well. So again, we are watching these storms closely. We are under now the level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather. After this, I think the severe weather threat will be done for the night. We'll do something we normally don't do. Let's go and look at models while we can. Let's take this off and go to reflectivity. And you can see the models have handled this very poorly. The time is 10:10. According to the model, this is what radar was supposed to look like at 10 o'clock. You can see that's not what it looks like. So when we've been telling you that the models have not done a great job with this is why. Because, this is what it's supposed to look like. Just seeing if there's a general pattern of any more storms tonight, maybe an isolated spotty shower, nothing to be worried about tonight. This will come in potentially around the storms will come in late morning, early afternoon tomorrow. If this occurs, and that's a big if, that round could be severe. It looks like another round tries to develop. This is according to one of our models, would try to develop after that. These would be potentially severe as they move through the region. So it looks like tomorrow we probably need to be on guard, and I hate to put a long time frame on this, but from about 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., be on the watch out for severe weather. If the coverage of storms that could be severe is going to be that expansive, the Weather Service Storm Prediction Center could potentially include us in a level 2 risk of severe weather. How they do the severe weather risk is level 1, marginal risk. That means isolated severe storms. Level 2 means scattered severe storms. But again, right now we do have these ongoing severe storms across East Tennessee, South All right, we should be back with sound. Let's see. All right, yeah, we are back with sound according to my system. Let me know if you all can hear me, but we should have the sound back, which is some good news. So again, we'll check just to make sure with you folks, but we should have sound back and be back going here. But again, severe thunderstorm warnings do continue, and I don't think we're going to stay on the air for much longer with these. These do appear to be weakening some again, but I am going to do a quick recap before we go off the air. So give us just 1 second. Let's go back to this, and let me go up onto the wall to show these storms. So again, let me switch to that. Here we go. So again, we have storms in Southwest Virginia. These non-severe, and the Weather Service is not extending this special weather statement. Some heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds, some lightning with those. Non-severe. Right now, the main focus is going to be this outflow boundary that'll push through. That will produce 30 to 40 mile an hour winds on its own. That will be ahead of the storms. That will push east ahead of about probably 5-10 minutes behind the outflow boundary. Here comes the actual rain and storms that we've been talking about from Morristown to Robertsville to Churchill to Gate City. And those could produce winds, let's say up to 50 to 60 miles an hour. But right now, just the radar scans aren't impressing me that much. But again, there could be some pockets here of some stronger winds. We'll watch it, but again, there could be pockets of stronger winds within Hawkins County going to push into Greene County. We'll watch it closely. And then again, we have this pushing into Sevier County again that could have pockets of stronger winds. If you're vacationing down there, severe voltage and forward, just a heads up there. But again, it's this area here that could have some stronger winds up to 50 to 60 miles an hour, especially from here, Rogersville and Morristown. But this outflow boundary is going to push through a good part of northeast Tennessee, probably even southern parts of southwest Virginia along the state line there. We'll have winds of 30 to 40 miles an hour on its own. That's pushing into Greene County right now, about to push into Sullivan County. Again, an outflow boundary with winds of 30 to 40 miles an hour, about to push into Kingsport, across I-81 in Greene County, just pushed through Bulls Gap. Again, that could have winds of 30 to 40 miles an hour. Could knock down a tree limb or two as that moves through the area, and then we'll have the rain and thunderstorms behind it. Again, those are technically classified as severe for the next 15 minutes. But the wind speeds look to be coming down just a little bit on those. So again, just want to give you the heads up. Again, the outflow boundary, then the storms will come through. Again, the storms could have the 50 mile an hour winds, maybe 60, and then we will have the outflow boundary have 30 to 40 miles an hour winds. Zooming out, after the line passes you, your severe threat is done for the night. Eastern Kentucky's done with the severe threat. Lee County into Wise County into Hancock County. And we'll say Dixon, Buchanan County also done with the severe threat. We'll watch it for areas to the east of the line to see if any of these storms do prompt warnings. If they prompt more warnings, we'll come back and let you know. Looking at the comments real quick, just a question about Greenville. So the outflow boundary will be to you probably in the next 15 minutes. It's crossing I-81 right now. These storms moving at probably 30 to 40 miles an hour at most, maybe even slower than that. The actual storm's not still back to Rogersville, so it's probably going to be about 30 minutes for the storms get to you. The actual storms, maybe a little less than that, 20 to 30 minutes. But again, right here, the outflow boundary that could produce winds of 30 to 40 miles an hour are going to be Greenville here in about 15 minutes. So for now, we are going to go off the air. We'll continue to post updates as needed. And again, if we get more warnings, we'll come back. But for now, we're going to go off the air. We thank you for joining us. Sorry for the couple technical difficulties we had with the sound. I'm First Warn Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle for our entire First Warn Tri-Cities team. Have a great evening.